It's been very surreal. My agent actually came over at 4:30 in the morning, knocked on my door, and was like, "Get up, we're gonna watch the announcements." And I'm like, "Okay, all I want to see is the show being announced because I really feel like we have a shot. Like the show just completely overall is amazing, and we're in the freshman year. I mean, we're not even finished with our first season, so it's kind of amazing. And I wasn't able to see it live, so we had to go on Facebook Live, and we had to go back and rewind. And as I did, I hear Don Cheadle announcing the category. Now, it's the category, not my category, because I'm not even thinking like that. And when Don Cheadle says my name, I literally was like, I felt like Diane Lane in that subway scene from Unfaithful where she's laughing and crying at the same time. I literally started laughing, I started crying, and then I was like, wait, did he really say my name? Like, was it real? It's just like when I booked the show and Dan and the producers called me. I was like, wait, you called? So it's still very surreal, and it's still like, is somebody going to say, like, we Steve Harvey'd that and, like, we just mixed up love you, Steve, but, like, mixed up the names? Is the jig going to be up? Is somebody going to tell me, like, Ashton's here? I don't know. So I'm just embracing it. I'm just enjoying it. And I'm driving around town and I'm like, wait, like, I was going to quit acting a year and a half ago because I didn't think I could hack it and I didn't think it was ever going to happen. And I could get really choked up talking about it. To now being a Golden Globe nominee. Like, what? So there aren't any words to describe it. I just feel so grateful for everyone for taking a chance on, I think this show was such a beautiful risk for a network show especially, and I'm just so grateful for the people who, supported me along the way and chose me, and I hope I'm doing them proud. So, yeah, it's kind of amazing. It's beyond amazing, really. No words. I don't know how to describe it. This Is Us effect. I can't go anywhere without someone, all age, all races, all walks of life. I mean, a little 10-year-old boy came up to me. He's like, I started watching your show and I got my mom hooked on it. And I'm like, what? How old are you? And he's like, I'm 10. And he's like, but I love the little kids. And and it has something for everyone. And it really is changing people's lives. And I say this all the time, but this is why anyone who is creative works and does their art, because you want to relate, you want to touch people's lives, you want to be changed as you have watching a movie or listening to a song or hearing someone's incredible speech, we knew that this was going to be a special show, but you don't really know how much of an effect you're going to have on people. And when people are in tears talking to you, strangers you've never met before, it's so exciting because it's not just about, okay, Dan created an amazing show. He got incredible actors together who love each other, but like we're touching people's lives week after week. And I have heard from my 5th grade teacher who I had a crush on Facebook, and he's like, I'm so proud of you. Oh my goodness. You don't understand, my wife and I, like, every single person is like, I can relate to some thread of the story, and it hasn't stopped. And it's so wonderful because it's so much more than just pursuing a career or your dream. It's like, oh, this is real art. And it's incredible. Dan Fogelman is a genius. He would never agree to that, but we all know it. It's so wonderfully diverse that everyone can relate to it, whether it's a lack of a relationship with your biological father who is now sick and you want to make up for lost time, or a mom who's just trying to figure it out with her daughter who's having a weight issue, and do I love them enough or too much or not enough, or a boyfriend who's just really trying to woo a woman who's not ready to love herself, or someone who is a handsome, charming, wonderful guy, but is only looked at as a piece of meat, so to speak, and not for his value and what he really brings to the table, and his acting abilities and this huge heart that he has, but nobody can see that because they only see the outside first. And so this duality of Kevin and Kate, and they're very similar but very different. So that's why people can relate to everything. Or, Beth, who is like this strong, tough wife who keeps it together for Randall. And it's just so beautifully like balanced and so diverse and nothing like you've ever seen. I think I enjoy, oh, it's so hard to say what I enjoy the most about playing Kate, but I have to start with that there's really a plus size woman on TV and not a pretend plus size woman who's like, oh, she's not a zero, that can relate to anyone who's struggling or trying to fill a void with something. Also, that she's trying to figure out this relationship and trying to really put herself first, and that huge conflict when, the breakup scene where she's like, I have to put myself first, but she's literally dying inside because finally a man loves her for who she is. She doesn't love herself for who she is. And she's never going to love him the way he deserves to be loved if she doesn't love herself. So it's very layered and very complicated, but it's life, And when Toby decides that, he's going off the wagon and he can't do this, and she's like, but this is what we agreed to, and this is the whole reason why I didn't want to date you in the first place and fall for someone, because it's almost impossible. You can't love someone, as they say, until you love yourself. And I think that she's figuring all that out slowly but surely. And, even if people don't agree with her decisions, or if she thinks that the next decision might be a quick fix, or it might truly, help her in the long term. But like every single person, every walk of life, we're all just like, okay, what's my next best decision? Let me try to figure this thing out. And there's highs, there's lows, and there's all in between. And it's not about what happens to you, but how you react to it. And that's how I live my life. So I feel that she's just coming into her own slowly but surely. And it's not easy for her at all. And I think a lot of people relate to that struggle